What's going on, good people? Welcome to the Daily Genius. I am Dr. Will, and as always, super excited that you're here inside the nation with us. For those of you watching this outside of our private Facebook group, when I talk about the nation, I'm talking about Genius Nation. Over 1,000 individuals committed to becoming the best version of themselves. And what we want to do here is provide you with motivation and inspiration, tips, tools, and strategies to help you become the best version of yourself and to create the absolute life that you love. As always, I'm super excited that you're here to join me. What we have going on here for the next 305 days. I'm doing a video every single day to help push you to the next level. So thank you so much for showing up. This is episode number 61. And this week, we're talking about goals. We're talking about goals. And yesterday, I asked you about your bag. What is your big, audacious goal? What is the thing that you're carrying this year in 2024? What's the thing that's getting your focus? What's the thing that's getting your attention? What's the thing on December 31st, 2024, you could say, if I accomplished this, that this was a winning year for me? That's what we're doing. So good morning to everybody that's coming in. I see you, Dennis, and everybody else that's coming in to join us. So today, I want to talk to us about real goals. Real goals. And REAL is an acronym that I use, R-E-A-L, real goals. And it's an acronym, and it stands for realistic, energizing, ambitious, and leveraging, right? Realistic, energizing, ambitious, and leveraging. So let's break this down. Goals, if you follow me on my regular Facebook page, yesterday I made a post about goals and how important goals are, and believing in goals, and goals manifesting in your life. And I used as an example something from my real life. So you guys know that I have my 101 goals list. And one of the goals that I had on my list was to build my speaking business up to where I would get paid $25,000 per keynote. And I gave that example. I showed the picture of where I have that written down as a goal. It was over 15 years ago. And then I showed you the manifestation of it. I showed you an actual tax report where that's what I earned per keynote, 25K and above. And I did that not to brag, not to show off, but I want you to know that this is real. And I want you to see that it's real for you. Whatever life that you want to create for yourself, it's real. It's real. And so here are 4 things that I think goals should have, right? 4 elements of real goals. So let's talk about the first one. The first one is realistic. I believe that your goals should be realistic. Now, a lot of times when I talk to my clients about this, initially they get kind of confused because it seems like, well, when you say realistic, are you telling me not to think big? Are you telling me not to go big? What do you mean? Are you trying to limit me? What does it mean to be realistic? Well, this is what I think about goals. If you really want to achieve your goals, and you really want to see some acceleration in your goals, they need to be realistic. So let me give you an example. I like to create goals that I can control. I like to create goals that I can control. And that doesn't mean they have to be small goals, but I want them to be in my hand, right? I don't want a lot of other people to have control over my goal. Does that make sense? So as an example, let's say you have a goal of saying, I want to be on the cover of Time magazine. I want to be on the cover of Time magazine. I want to be on the cover of Essence magazine. Well, for me, you can have that goal, And I'm not saying it's realistic. What I am saying is there's too many other elements that control that goal. It takes it out of your hand, right? So if you think about being on the cover of a Time magazine or an Essence magazine, let's just think about it. So they come out with 12 articles a year, 12 articles, 12 issues a year. That's what they do. 12 issues a year. So if I think about Time and how they do their covers, usually they're going to have some world leaders on there, maybe 4 world leaders. Obviously, they're going to have the US president on there, and then some other leaders from different countries. So that's four issues already right there. Then they're going to have 4 issues on something that happened spectacular, right, in the world, something that happened spectacular in the world. And then you're going to have 4 outlier things, somebody landing a plane in the Hudson River, some earthquake over in, anywhere, right? That's what's going to dominate. So when I look at that, when I look at those 12 issues, if I look over a 10-year period, that's 120 opportunities that I would have to be on the cover of that magazine, right? In 10 years, that would be 120 opportunities. The chances, not saying it's impossible, but the chances of that happening is slim because there's so many other factors, right? There's so many other factors. So to me, to keep that in my arena, you would be better served of having a goal of creating your own magazine and putting yourself on the cover of that magazine. That you can control. That's a goal, a realistic goal that you can control. I want to establish my own magazine in my own arena, in my own field, in my own industry, and put my doggone face on it. I don't have to wait for nobody for that. I don't have to wait for permission. I don't have to wait for some editor to find me, some producer to find me and say, you're worthy of being on our magazine. That's one of the things that I found out about life. A lot of times we wait for permission. We wait for validation of other people. If you're waiting for validation of other people, you'll be waiting a long time. And so for me, a goal like that, a better goal to keep it in my arena, to keep it in my power structure, would be to create my own magazine and put my own face on it. Because waiting for Time, waiting for Essence to anoint you of being worthy enough to be on that magazine, to me, it's just too many other people's hands in the pot. It's too many other people that have to say yes for that to happen. But if I create my own magazine, I can green light that. I can say yes. So number one, make sure you have a realistic goal. That doesn't mean it has to be small. When I made my goal of 25,000 a K, that put me at the top of the ring. But I can control that. I can control. Why? Because as I said in the post, I didn't focus on the 25K. I focused on becoming the speaker that a company would want to pay 25K. That I can control. So what does that mean? Be a game changer in your industry. So I wrote 7 to 8 books for the speaking industry. I have a magazine for the speaking industry. I honed and worked. These are all things that I can control. I have a speakers academy for the speaking industry. So I became valuable with inside my industry that makes companies now want to pay me that type of fee. Those are all things I could control. Does that make sense? So you want to have realistic goals. Number 2, you want to have a goal that energizes you. You want to have a goal that energizes you. What do I mean by that? That it excites you. When I wrote that goal of earning 25K, that excited me. So as I went up the ring, 2,500, 5,000, 7,500, 10,000 a keynote, 15,000 a keynote. It would excite me to go after that goal. And I can see the progress of that goal. And so I say, okay, I did this to go from 75 to 10. Okay, I did this to go from 10 to 15,000. Okay, I did this to go from 15. And it excited me. It energized me. A lot of times we choose goals that don't really energize us. We pick goals that we think, other people would say, oh, wow, that's amazing. But it really doesn't do nothing for our spirit. It really doesn't wake us up and get us out of bed. Right now I have a goal. I want to train 5,000 individuals to use their voice, to sell their product, their service, to impact their industry. That's a goal that excites me. That's a goal that excites me. That's a goal that I can think about every single day. How can we serve speakers better? How can we serve influencers and authors and consultants better? I'm always thinking about it because it's always energizing me. And then number 3, in the R.E.A.L goal strategy, you want to be ambitious. You do want to go big. You do want to go big. So 5,000 individuals, that's going big. That's going big. And so what is your big, audacious goal? What is the thing that you're going to go after? What's the home run for you? And then the last is leverage. What do I mean by leverage? Your goal, once achieved, you should be able to leverage that goal, and that goal should be able to make you better. At the end of the day, your goals should make you better. So you want to be able to leverage it. And so now, by me achieving that goal of earning 25K when I speak, I can now leverage those finances. I can do a lot more, right? I can leverage it. It's put me in a better position. And so this is the R.E.A.L goal formula. Number 1, you want it to be realistic. What do I mean by that? Now, you keep it in your hands. That way you can control it, right? You can do what you need to do to make it happen. Then it needs to be energizing. It needs to excite you. Then it needs to be ambitious. Go big. Don't play small. And then number 4, the L, you want to be able to leverage it. It should make you better. So this is my R.E.A.L goal formula. I hope it helps you out, gives you something to think about. But we're going to continue this week talking about goals, and I'm going to show you tomorrow right here on the Daily Genius how to approach your goals daily and to achieve them. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hope I said something of value that helped you out. And I want you to go out there today and be amazing. Do something marvelous today. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow for the Daily Genius. All right, guys, have a good one.